Number 1. A team played 30 games of which it won 24. What part of the games played did the team lose? Okay, total is 30 games and it won 24. So 6 games are lost. So 6 over 30 is 1/5. C. Okay, number 2. If a man's weekly salary is X dollars and he saves Y dollars, what part of his weekly salary does he spend? Okay, so the weekly salary is X dollars, okay? And he saves Y, so how much he spent is X minus Y, okay? So what part of his weekly salary does he spend, which means proportion problem again, over what? Over the weekly salary X. So X minus Y over X. X minus Y over X is B. Number 3. What part of an hour elapses between 11:50 a.m. and 12:14 p.m.? So we have to figure out the distance from 11:50 to 12:14. So a.m. to p.m. This is to 12 o'clock. So here's the 10 minutes. And then after that is from 12 o'clock to 12:14 is another 14 minutes. So ellipse 10 plus 14 is 24 on top. And what part of an hour ellipses? So you have to divide by the total is 1 hour, which means 60 minutes. So 24 out of 60. 2/5. Okay, so answer is 2/5, which means A. Number 4. 1/2 of the employees of Acme Corporation earn salaries above 18,000 annually. 1/3 of the remainder earn salaries between 15,000 and 18,000. What part of the staff earns below 15,000? Okay, so we can see here are 3 groups salary. Okay, so one is below 15,000. And the second range is 15,000 to 18,000. The last group is above 18,000. Okay, so it says 1/2 of the employees is above 18,000. Okay, and then 1/3 of the remainder. So the remainder is 1/2, 1/2, and then 1/3. So 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/3 is 1/6, is in the second range. Okay, so you can figure out by doing subtraction. 1 minus 1/2 minus 1/6. So your answer is 6 minus 3 minus 1, which means 2/6. And you simplify is 1/3. Okay, so the answer is last one, E. Number 5. David received his allowance on Sunday. He spends 1/4 of his allowance on Monday. Okay, so as we go, I like to write down the information. Monday, he spent 1/4, and then 2/3 of the remainder on Tuesday. So Tuesday, he spent the remainder is 1 minus 1/4, and he spent 2/3 of the remainder. So on Tuesday, he spent another 1/2. Okay, so what part of his allowance is left for the rest of the week? So the total allowance is 1, and he spent 1/4 on Monday. Tuesday, he spent 1/2. So we can figure out that is 1/4. Okay, so the answer is C. C. Number 6. 12 is 3/4 of what number? So 12 is equal sign 3/4 times what number? Okay, so on both sides you can times 4. Okay, so this side cancel out, and then you can cancel 3 again, so this is 4. X equal to 4 times 4 is 16. A. Number 7, a piece of fabric is cut into 3 sections. Okay, so 3 sections. So that the first is 3 times as long as the second. So the first one is 3 times as the second one. And the second section is 3 times as long as the third. So the second one is equals 3 times of the third one. So what part of the entire piece is the smallest section? So by the ratio, we know that X is 3Y. So if we plug this in, 3 times Y is equal to 3Z. So X is 9Z. So you can write down the proportion ratio. This one is 9Z to 3Z to Z. So the smallest section is Z. So we just need to figure out the total. 9 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, and the smallest section is 1. So it's 1/13. E. Number 8, what part of a gallon is 1 quart? So let's convert this into the math equation. What part of times a gallon is equals 1 quart? Let's just use 1 quart. Okay, so both sides you can divide by 1 gallon. So X equals 1 quart divided by 1 gallon. And we know 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. 1 quart. So the answer is 1/4. Okay, B. Number 9, a factory employees M for men and W woman. What part of its employees are women? So the total employee is men plus woman. Okay, so what part of its employee are women? So the women are the numerator, W. So the answer is W over N plus W, D. Number 10, a motion was passed by a vote of 5 to 3. What part of the votes cast were in favor of the motion? Okay, so we know 5 to 3. So the total votes is 8. Okay, so what part of the votes cast were in favor, which means the bigger number, 8, 5 on top, 8 down the bottom as the denominator. So the answer is A. 11. In the ratio of X to Y is 9 to 7. What is the value of X plus Y? So when you see the question like that, and then I look at the answer, and then there's some answers really interesting. So E, it cannot be determined from the information given. Okay, so we gotta be careful when question pop out. Something like that is tricky. Okay, so if the ratio X to Y is 9 to 7, so we can kind of know by the ratio. You can say, oh, okay, X is 7X is equals 9Y. Then we can kind of do like X can be 9, Y can be 7, and then that way you can say, well, X plus Y is 16. You should pick answer 16. But in this question, they only give you the ratio. You don't know exactly the number of X and Y. So the correct answer is E. 12. In a certain class, the ratio of men to women is 3 to 5. If the class has 24 people in it, how many are women? Okay, so the total is 3 plus 5. Okay, women's are the 5, okay, ratio. So the total number is 24, so we can figure out by the ratio is 5/8. So woman is 15, C. Number 13. If the ratio of men to women in the class is 3:5 and the class contains 24 people, so apparently the question is continuing the previous question. How many additional men would have to enroll to make the ratio of men to women 1:1? Okay, so we figure out the woman in that class is 15. So how many of men in that class? So it's 9, right? And you need to get to the ratio of men to women is 1:1. So you need to increase 9 persons to 15. So 15 minus 9 is 6. B. 14. If x is 2/3 of y and y is 3/4 of z. Okay, so what is the ratio of z to x? Okay, so we can, from here, we can plug this in. Y equals 3/4 z. And then you do the cancellation. So x equals 1/2 z. So 2x equals z. So when we do the ratio z to x is z equals 2x is 2:1, C. Number 15. What fraction of 8 tons is 1,000 pounds? Okay, so what fraction x times 8 tons is 1,000 pounds? Okay, so you can move around the equation. So let's divide 8 tons here, and the top is 1,000 pounds. So we know 1 ton is equals 2,000 pounds. So convert that to 2,000 pounds, and 1,000 on top. So it's 1/16. B. So today's SAT math exercise is mainly focused on numbers and operations review, and the exercise are verbal problems involving fractions. The reason I suggest to skip the ones you don't know and work on the ones you can do is to save the times for the SAT math during the testing. Please leave the comments below if you have any questions. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.